Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to finish coloring this up. I was coloring it last, excuse me, I was coloring it last week. Or I started shading on it, and then, of course, I got carried away talking about all kinds of stuff and, just having fun. All right, so the colors I'm going to use for this are very minimal. It's these three guys right here. I added the, on the white, excuse me, I keep clearing my throat. On the white, of course, I just added the shading. And hi, Maddie. On three different platforms. So yeah, I'm gonna do like red, green, or red, blue, green, or red, green, blue. I don't know. And I don't know if I want to do their shirts green and red and blue, or if I want to do them black and then their hats a certain color. I'm thinking about coloring their shirts green, red, and blue. I think it'd add more color than doing it solid black like that. What's up, Nate? How you doing, man? Nate's still exploding from last night. We had an explosive night last night, didn't we? Fireworks or explosion. I mean, hey, I guarantee you one thing: we'd have bigger fireworks tonight than what we saw last night, right? Man, Botchamania. That's what they need to rename that pay-per-view to. Botchamania. Mm. Oh, dude, I laughed so hard at that when that happened. Oh, man, that was awful. Yeah, major pop, bro. That was crazy. Oh, that killed me. All right, so what I'm gonna do here, and I'm starting to laugh thinking about it again. It's so funny. Um, so what I'm gonna do, I guess I'll start out with this guy, color him red. I always have this little sheet. Look at all these different. When I work on stuff with markers, I always color and test things out. Isn't that cool? Look at that one. It went from like light orange to kind of a reddish color. Oh, no, dude, that was so good until the end. I mean, that was a really good match. That's what sucked about it, dude, is like the match was so good. And they were, I mean, the baseball bat to the face and all that stuff. And then, man, the ending. Oh, it's like Bully Ray tweeted. He went on Twitter and requote he quoted Vince McMahon. They always remember the finish. And I was like, dude, that is so true. So true. Uh, yeah, my wife, it was too late for her because she gets up earlier than I do in the mornings, and she's like, I gotta go to bed. Let me know what you think. And man, I told her as soon as I could. She was like, oh man, everyone remembers the finish. Yep, it's true. They had a great match, but was everybody always going to talk about that little the little sparklers and the little black cats? Brutal. Hello, Noka Dota. How you doing, man? So you know what? I'm actually going to color their beaks first with this little. I think it's tangerine. 4 a.m. Yep. Yep. That's early. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh man, me and Thomas were laughing about it till like midnight. Oh, I was just on Twitter looking at all the memes. I couldn't stop. It was so funny. Yeah, little sparkler fountains. All right, so I'm gonna color these. I'm gonna use the bullet tip on. No, I'll use the brush. I need to get better control at this, so I'm gonna attempt it with a brush here. Cool, man. Well, thanks for checking in, dude. Um, yeah, take care, Nate. Talk to you later, bro. I was working, and when I got home, oh man, yeah, what a thing to come home to work to. That was one of the biggest botches I've ever ever seen. I can't stop talking about it. It was so funny and so bad. It was sad. I felt bad for everybody involved, but somebody's getting fired. Somebody's definitely getting fired over that one. I can't see how they couldn't get fired. Because that's a pay-per-view, all the people spending money and all that. Just my thoughts, I think. So I mean, I'd probably fire the guy that was over the pyros if it was me. I know if it was Vince, he would for sure. But yeah, they got to work on their production some. They'll get there, man. Maybe they can rebound from this. If not, they'll be the shock master of wrestling promotions. All right, so I'm just putting like even strokes on this one of color. It's just nice, soft. Either go down to, down up or up down or back and forth. I like going in the same motion because it doesn't streak as much.
Amber is on YouTube. She said,
oh, hi Amber. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. But yeah, I usually pick one direction and I'll go. Sometimes I'll alternate, but I try to stick to doing one motion for the most part. Amber coming on, I was thinking about the Smurfs she bought off of me last year, that you bought off of me last year, Amber. And I was like, oh man, I wanted to do a whole series of bad guys beating the good guys. And I'm having like creator's block with some ideas. I'm like, I don't know, that one was obvious because he was always trying to eat the Smurfs. But like other bad guys, I'm trying to think of what would be the thing to do for them.
Sylvester could always actually eat Tweety.
Yeah, that's true.
Or at least cook Tweety.
He could have his feet sticking out of his mouth or something, but.
Well, he did that
Or you know what? He could have Tweety on a little plate where like it's a turkey for Thanksgiving. Yeah. Okay, Maddie came up with a good idea. I'm gonna draw that on a live. It's gonna be Sylvester sitting at a table with Inspector Gadget. Yes, yes, that'd be a good one with Dr. Claw. Um, I want to do the Sylvester one though, but yes, I need to do Inspector Gadget. Jason, who comes onto my lives every now and then, Jason Sankey, uh, he had a really good idea with Dr. Claw and Inspector Gadget. He was like, why don't you mash it up and make it like the Infinity Gauntlet? Like Dr. Claw has it on and he's snapping his finger, and then you see on the monitor like Inspector Gadget's like kind of fading away. So that's a fantastic idea right there. But yeah, I need to do Roadrunner and Coyote. There we go. See, this is so yeah, there we go. We already have some good ideas coming. No Kadota says, didn't you do that? Which one? I drew an Inspector Gadget. I got it over here. Actually, you want to check this out, guys. This is like a recent. I can't post it, but I don't think it'll leak out if I just show. So I did this the other day. He didn't want a background or anything, but you think that's pretty funny? I'm so into you. I think it's a card for his wife because if you see, it can be folded. It's got a little fold line.
I'm so into you. Significant delay, so I don't think anybody sees anything yet.
Oh, okay. Well, they'll see it when they're not even going to hear what I said until, and then this one right here. That's from a scene from the show. I don't know about the other one. He sent me the pictures. He's like, can you just redraw those and put them on like a card? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you don't have to do a background or anything. I have some of these last year that I did on lives. Yeah, here it is. Here's the Inspector Gadget I drew on a live. I need to put that in a frame, see if somebody would buy it. And there goes these guys. What else? That one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, just cool. Yeah, those guys are super cute.
Thanks. Hang on, I just realized I need to move my camera over just a tad. I was seeing that my stand was showing up in the camera some. Yeah, Dr. Claw would be funny. I don't know what I'd have him doing, but I'll figure it out.
You never see Dr. Claw.
Yeah, you only see his hand or his gauntlet that he wore. Like he always had his gauntlet, and the cat was next to him.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm gonna use the brush, I think, because it covers a little more ground when I use the brush. The only thing is I can't lift my head up, so because it dries really fast and it gets like super blotchy if you go back over dry lines. Just got to be careful because I don't want to go outside the lines. The good thing is though, if you ink later, you can kind of cover up any color that seeps out from the line. And then on the small spots, if you don't feel comfortable on these markers, it's really cool because you can use the bullet tip and it's a little bit smaller for smaller spaces. There we go. Maybe Roadrunner buys some Acme track shoes. They're of course garbage. You know, I'll tell you one thing. Coyote could have done a better explosion than last night.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, he could have bought some Acme explosives and they would have done the job.
Now you need to make a meme of one of Coyote's big giant TNT
Yeah, with the
bombings
AEW logo on
visually
it.
now. Yes. That's so mean.
It's funny though. You gotta laugh at it. It's too funny not to laugh at. I don't know. $50 is like a video game, basically.
Okay.
That's so funny. Nate's an independent wrestler. He wrestles a lot with like UPW and TASW, and man, he was on my status last night right away. It was so funny.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it was
That's
funny.
pay-per-view and it was highly anticipated. They were counting down to a massive
Mm-hmm.
explosion. Nothing.
Hypnotoads from Futurama and the Slugs. Yeah, yeah. That Hypnotoad was funny to me. I always loved that. Yeah, those Futurama drawings I showed you guys, that's from a repeat customer that I get. And he always has me doing really cool comic book covers. The last one I did for him was Gizmo Duck as Iron Man. That one came out so good. And then I did a Futurama one that was like the Fantastic Four. It was based on the Fantastic Four. That was pretty cool. All right, so and then what I'm going to do is blend it with these colored pencils right here. These Prismacolors. I use this, where did it go? This blender stick. And then I just blend it like that. It's pretty cool. Excuse me, my throat is like really dry right now. Oh, it just started just now. All right, so now for the next beak, I'm gonna just use the bullet tip here. Excuse me. Yeah, I know. Just started all of a sudden. And I'm just going to do the top part because, like I said, it dries really fast and it'd just be kind of lame to go back and forth between both the upper beak and the lower beak.
What's your gizmo duck? It was in an art portfolio.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. I think that you had it in a clear sleeve. If you put it in a frame ever, I think that one was 5x7. It's a really small frame. That's usually the size I like to do, 5x7. And I try to go no bigger than 8x10. I have done some 11x14s, but they're so big. I prefer working smaller. I think this is 8.5x11. Or no, it might, yeah, I think it's 8.5x11 or 8x10. I can't remember. I might have cut it down to 8x10.
It was the coyote in the lab coat and a hormone-induced overweight roadrunner
Ah,
in a cage like the chicken processing plants. Oh my goodness, that'd be funny.
that would be funny. That's a funny idea.
I would like to see Roadrunner like that.
All right, getting done with this beak, and then I'll move to his
Now in
feet.
the evening.
Yeah, it just started for me.
Same here. Spring is coming.
Yeah.
Whatever didn't die is re-blooming.
Would you like a money bin like Uncle Scrooge? Yeah, I'd prefer it to be all digital though. I don't need all the coins to swim around in.
Our foundation can't handle that.
Yeah.
They have a heck of a basement.
Oh, those comics are so good. You can just tell where DuckTales got the inspiration from. Because, Carl Barks pretty much created Duckburg in the comics, and the the vault, the big money bin, is always a funny thing that he has to protect because like the Beagle boys are always after, his money. Okay, almost done with this leg, and then I'll look up in a sec. That's okay, I'll look up in just a sec.
I think he's just diving into money.
Alright, that leg's done. To drive into with money. Yeah. to zoom in on my other window here just to check on my other feed. Okay, cool. Yeah, Glomgold, the bad guy you're talking about. Okay, next leg here. And then just creeping back up here. Okay. Orange is done on that guy.
Hammer said crime scene, Uncle Scrooge vault.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Scrooge attempts to swim in gold coins but splatters grotesquely
Oh.
because the show is actually a drug-induced hallucination.
Oh my goodness.
I thought that about a lot of cartoons.
That's wild. Yeah.
Where were they smoking when they did that?
That's true. I mean, what was really going on in a lot of those?
Serious imaginations.
Like, what were the gummy bears actually drinking? Gummy juice? Yeah, what is that?
I never watched Gummy Bears.
I love that.
I didn't know that was a thing until you told me.
Yeah, I love that show. The art was so good in it. Really good animation. Yeah, we were lucky to come up in the time we did. Really good cartoons.
Hey, buddy.
All right, I'm kind of rotating my page just to get the colors down accurately. All right, that beak is done. Let's see, tailspin. Louie with that bar. Yeah. Oh, Amber, yeah, I saw your pictures of your pythons. That is you are very adventurous. I don't know if I could do that. That's a little terrifying looking for me. I'm a wuss. Actually, I went to a snake farm many years ago out close to San Antonio, and they had like a pit with rattlesnakes in it. I don't know why anybody would want to have that. But then they had this big white snake, and I have no idea what kind it was, but it was gigantic, and the dude put it around my shoulders, and it was heavy, and it was very smooth. It was gigantic. It was huge.
Maybe that was a python, right?
I don't even remember what snake it was. Python.
Albino.
I guess pythons are those the kind that squeeze like to, or do all snakes do that? I don't know. I'm not good when it comes to snakes.
Those are constrictors.
Constrictors,
Boa
okay. Boa
constrictors. That's what I
constrict.
thought.
I don't
What
know either.
pythons do. I think they just sit around and look scary.
Yeah, I'm more of a for pets. I stick to puppies.
Yep.
That's about all I can handle. I think snakes are cool. They look cool from a distance, but man, that's so terrifying to me.
I got a husband. And dogs.
All right, so I'm getting this left leg done.
Paul was asking if you were scared of the snake, and Jason Sumpkin is on.
Oh, okay. Hey, Jason. Maddie told me you're on. Were you scared with the snake? No, I really wasn't scared. I was just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of weirded out by it, I guess. But I wasn't scared. But it was huge. It was heavy. It was like, wow, this thing is massive. But yeah, it was just chilling. It didn't seem agitated or anything. It was just kind of slithering around, and then the guy took it off of me. And they had like alligators there and like monkeys, like little monkeys and things. And I remember the guy that worked there. I remember looking down at his hand and I noticed that his thumb and his pointer finger on his left hand were gone. And I'm like, oh. I was like, yeah, that makes sense working here.
Did they have rattlesnakes?
They had rattlesnakes.
Yeah, that usually causes the people to lose their fingers.
They had alligators. They had all kinds of stuff there.
Oh, that's right, and the alligators could chomp them off.
There we go. All right, last bit of orange for now until I shade, but I'm going to shade with the pencils. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't know if I've done that on a live, shading my markers with pencils. I might have. I don't remember. Yeah, I did actually. It was that splinter I drew when I was still doing Instagram lives. I need to do some Instagram lives again. Just, you know, for the fun of it. Get back on that again.
Yeah, I was wondering about your Instagram.
Yeah, I hate that you can't stream to everything at once with Instagram because you have to use your phone only with Instagram. And if there's a way to do it, I don't know how. I looked into it and I didn't see it. I know my buddy Mark, he streams to Instagram and everything at once, but he uses his phone with Instagram while he's streaming with his program like I'm using right now. I don't want to do all that. And besides, I'm cheap. I use my phone as my camera. He has like actual cameras throughout his house.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, his setup's amazing. I envy his setup. It's perfect. All right, cool. So I'm gonna let that dry up. I guess what I'll do next is start coloring the shirts. But before I color the shirts, I want to use this this brush pen. Maybe a smaller brush too. Reminds me of a trip to Cabo San Lucas. We went out to see the sharks. Oh, and your tour guy had one arm. Oh my goodness. See, that kind of stuff right there. Yikes. That's hilarious. And then Nokadota said, I haven't seen the whole pay-per-view yet. It was okay, the pay-per-view. It was okay. It wasn't their best effort.
I enjoyed what I saw.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was all right.
We just turned off by the terrible explosion and it would ruin the whole thing for me.
Yeah. Okay, I got lost in the wrong window here. All right. So red. Let me go back to red. I guess red. I'm going to do red, blue, green, I think, right? Yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, they have three different colors. I'm a duck nerd. All right, so go up here, start up here. And I'm going to leave the back part black on all these hats. Some versions of it, they have the back portion black. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Have you watched the movie Alive? No, I have not. I remember when it came out. I just never watched it.
Oh, Jason said that shredder that you posted that you wanted to buy was awesome.
Oh, I
I
know.
can't believe it was so pricey. I mean,
I
I can
know.
believe it, but
Those turtles too, Jason. Those turtles were incredible. And the turtles, and then they had a Bebop. I couldn't find a Rocksteady though. But yeah, those molds were fantastic. Oh my goodness, it's worth every penny. I get why it's so expensive because they totally modeled it after the show and made it three-dimensional. Incredible mold, in my opinion. Actually, I'm gonna go with this whole section. I think I can pull this off. I have watercolor pens and I haven't even attempted to use them yet because I'm always stuck on other projects. But I plan on this year sometime busting out those watercolor pens. Not on a live, of course, because I have no clue what I'm doing. But I really want to get into that. I think I could make my work, stick out more. Believe it or not, I'm still new to coloring by hand. I haven't been doing it, but maybe 4 or 5 years now. Before, I never colored by hand. It was always digital. So I'm learning as I go. I've always just kind of taught myself, different techniques, whether it's digital or on paper. But drawing these out on the tablet first saves me so much time than using a light board to ink with. I mean, I could sketch it out on paper, but man, the lines come out so much smoother and it's less mess when I do it on the tablet and then I print it out on a light setting. It saves so much time because I just go straight to coloring. So for this part, I'm just doing small little bubble strokes, kind of little mini circles, just kind of blotting it very lightly. What are your thoughts on? Well, there's a lot to deal with here. Let's see, what all did you write?
oh dear.
Um, cannibalism and stuff. Yeah, yeah. Amber with the Rescue Rangers Alive mashup. That's hilarious. Yeah, that would be funny. I should totally do that.
See, you are not short of ideas now.
Mm-hmm. I forgot what the first one I said I wanted to do. Sylvester with Tweety. That would be funny.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of those little chef hats on Speedy.
Yeah. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the Launchpad character? He was all right. I like Launchpad. It was funny. I mean, it was made mainly, I guess, for TV, but it was fun. I dig the Launchpad character myself. I think it's funny. Okay, so oh yeah, shirt. And I forgot to say this. Feel free to share the video, guys. My views are way lower than they used to be. I think it's because like there's less of a lockdown going on and people are kind of getting back to normal and stuff. So I think people have more they're doing than they used to. But yeah, feel free to share the video, show it to people that's never seen my stuff. That's how I get extra work. So I'm always appreciative of that. A share goes a long way. Okay, got that arm done. I'm covering a lot of ground here. I always have to look up to make sure my camera angles aren't too obscured. Just nice solid strokes when you color with marker. That way it goes down super smooth.
Amber said I'll pay for Sylvester and Tweety as soon as you quote me a price.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll inbox you, Amber, for sure. Right now, I have I mean, I'll always you know how it works. You bought so much from me last year.
You could do it on a live.
Yeah, I would love to do it on a live. I'll probably sketch it out on my tablet first, and then I'll print it out light. That's like my really. It makes my work so much cleaner when I do it that way. Yeah, I'll message you and let you know what the price will be, and I'll probably throw in something a little extra for you just because you've bought so much from me. I think I gave you some little goodies last year too, but I'll throw in something extra for you, like a nice little print. Another free print for buying so much stuff from me. And Paul, I haven't forgot about your Wolverine and your Gambit. So just whenever you get around to it and you're ready to go on that, I'll do that too. I have, let's see, I have 6. I have about like 10 or 11 pieces to finish up still. But I really need to knock out these wrestling ones. They're really putting me behind. I'm getting close to it. I'm on my last. I have like these group of wrestlers that I'm drawing basically, and I'm on my last group coming. Well, I got to color one more, and then I'm on my last group, and then I can finally start moving on to some of the other ones that are in line. But yeah, if you want me to work on something, you're ready to go, just you know the drill. You just hit me up, pay for your spot, and then I work on it when it comes up next. Yeah, Sylvester and Tweety's gonna be hilarious. I can't wait to do that. That's gonna be so funny. I'm so glad we're keeping this. I might have to make a print of it too, but yeah, I'm so glad we're keeping this this series going into the next, into this year. That'd be something funny to do for a while. Oh, can't forget about this arm. Don't want it to dry. Okay, good. I think I caught it in time. Oh, we can't leave out Tom and Jerry.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Tom was always getting it from that mouse. I mean, every once in a while he would win, but not much. He wasn't the smartest. That was his problem. But yeah, there's sometimes Jerry would just start it for no reason. Elmer Fudd with Bugs Bunny would be funny, or Yosemite Sam. But Elmer Fudd though, really, because man, he tormented him probably the most out of everybody.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna start sending you small amounts monthly and keep that going for the rest of my life.
I know. I really need to do. I really need to do like a Patreon. I said I was gonna do it, and then it's like when I get started to do on other, when I get started to work on other projects, all of a sudden I get tons of commissions that'll come in at the same time, and I'm like, oh, I better get that done because I don't want anybody to wait. And then it's just like a never-ending battle. Because like besides drawing the art, I have to keep all my social media updated and all this. It's just a lot of work. I'm not complaining about it because I love doing it, but
Your camera's more focused on your hand than it is on the art.
oh, okay. Maybe I need to.
It blurs your art, but
Oh,
your
okay.
hand's super clear. We can see all
Oh,
the
weird.
expressions.
Okay. Maybe I need to keep my hand to the side.
It affects your drawing. What do you mean?
Yeah. Sometime. Okay, let's see. How about it? I gotta catch up. I've missed a lot here when I was coloring that shirt. Let's see what everybody said for the rest of my life. How about He-Man villain? No, Skeletor. Yeah, I could do something like that maybe. I don't know what would be funny though with He-Man and Skeletor. What I could think of with that. Sometimes Tom would actually be trying to behave. Yeah, Jerry would mess it up a lot of times. Tom would just be sleeping sometimes, and Jerry would just come out of nowhere and slap him or hit him. And
Jerry was sadistic.
yeah, he was
Did
brutal.
not like Jerry at all.
Okay, so I'm gonna blur my. Let me see if it focuses on my pen. No, it's focusing on my art now. My pen tip is, or the brush tip is ruined. So I'm going to have to do some surgery right here on live. Or maybe not. Let me see.
Emergency surgery.
I think I can get away with this. No, I need to quit being lazy. Look at that. It's like bent. Yeah, there you go. So watch this. I have these, this toolkit here. With these tweezers. Haven't opened this up in a little while here. It's been a while. Oh no, hope I have a brush tip. If not, I'm going to be coloring this with the small little bullet. Oh wait, those are brushes. Yeah, these are the bullets and that's the brush. Yeah, they know already that the brush tips go out the most. But yeah, if you look at I don't know if you guys can see that. The one in my right hand's the bullet and then this is the brush. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little quick surgery here.
Nice. Look at how much clothes on.
All right, so let me cover this up in case I drop anything. So you just grab. Yeah, there's something definitely out there. Ooh, this one's hard to get out. There we go. Woo. Only thing is you got to really watch out because the ink will come out. All right, so now I need to let it kind of seep into the brush because it's still very white. While it's doing that, I'm going to put that to the side. Put my tools back up. Could Daffy Duck be considered? He was always picked on. Yeah. Daffy Duck's a good one too. For sure.
Daddy's one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they really were rabbit season.
Well, I was hoping this would already be filling up with ink. I might have botched this live, making fun of AEW.
See? Back and bitch you.
Yeah, Marvin was kind of weird. He was like his own thing. What do you mean?
Bugs
Yeah,
land
bugs
on
showed
Mars.
up sometimes.
Yeah, bugs land on Mars and Marvin would try to hurt him or something. His weapons do anything.
Daffy Duck eating pork. That would be funny. Poor Porky.
Oh, Porky should be eaten.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's slowly soaking in. Yeah. Okay, so while it's waiting to fill up that area, I don't want to mess up the brush. I'm going to use just the bullet tip and go from there. So yeah, next live I'll work on Sylvester and Tweety. That'll be funny, but I'll draw it first on my tablet, of course, and then I'll color it live.
Oh, Marvin will blow up planets.
Yeah, he was just the Martian. He had that cool dog too, that green dog with the big sneakers.
Oh yeah.
And the Roman helmet. So bizarre.
Was his name Fido?
I don't remember what the dog's name was. Excuse me. Got a little hiccup there. Okay, so now I'm doing the top part and then this other deal here. And then I'll check on the brush, see how saturated it is. I think Paul earlier was saying the markers look huge on here. That's because they are. They're gigantic. I don't know why they're so big. Other alcohol-based markers aren't this big, but I like them because the price is a really reasonable price. They're great for beginners like me. The only downside is they don't come with a lot of colors. I have the max set and it's really not that much. I think it's like 52 colors or something like that. But the Copic markers are just way too high. I can't afford those. They're like $8 a marker. And I'll get there when I get there with it, but yeah, right now I can't do it. I wish I could though, because I would totally be blending those colors together. Cool. All right, so that's good for that part. Let's check on the brush here. Speedy Gonzales. Yeah, he was a good one too. Um, I did a really cool. I'll have to repost it. I did Speedy Gonzales with Slowpoke Rodriguez, and I sold it at a Comic-Con Fandemic that I used to go to and sell art at. And I remember that was a funny weekend because the guy that bought it, he kept checking in all 3 days. Friday he was like, how much is that Speedy Gonzales? He just kept staring at it and he wanted it, and I was like, Dude, you might want to get it because if it sells, it sells. I can't hold anything unless you buy it and then come back later. And he'd come by and see that it wasn't gone. And I think the last day, he's like, I'm going to get it. I was like, okay, cool. It had your name on it. But yeah, that was funny. That guy was dedicated. I also did a really cool Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner where they're just staring at each other side by side, like just annoyed with each other. Or, well, Wile E. Coyote's annoyed. And that was my first time using Prismacolors, and I love the way it came out. I need to make that my profile picture again. It came out so good, and I don't think I can replicate it because I don't even remember all the colors I used for it. But I blended probably like 8 different types of brown and some tans in there. It came out so nice. It took me forever too to do that one. But I got a good price for it. The guy didn't even hesitate. And he bought it for his friend. That's a really good friend buying artwork for his other, at a show. He's like, yeah, I just bought it for my friend because I knew he wouldn't buy it, so I bought it for him. I was like, wow. He's like, my friend's too cheap, so I just bought it for him because I know he really wanted it when he saw it. How about the Tasmanian Devil? Yeah, Tasmanian Devil was always funny. He didn't really have like a arch nemesis that I can remember though. He was more like just he would show up in random. I remember bugs would bother him sometimes, but he was wacky. That was such a wacky character. Mel Blanc was super talented. It was amazing he could do most of those voices. I think the only one he didn't do much was Elmer Fudd. There was another guy that did it. But for the most part, he did almost all the voices. I mean, he did Elmer Fudd occasionally, but it was another guy that did Elmer Fudd, and I can't remember his name. But Mel Blanc did Granny and Sylvester and Tweety all in one episode. It was amazing what he could do. And of course, Bugs Bunny. And of course, you have people doing Bugs' voice nowadays, but it just can't beat the original. They get close to it sometimes, but it just still doesn't sound the same.
Yeah, I never capture original bugs.
Yeah. Red hair monster character. Yep. That was another funny one.
Gossamer.
Gossamer, that's his name.
I love Gossamer. We have the same hair.
Yeah, all he was just like hair and eyes.
Yeah, and big sneakers.
Big sneakers. That was another big sneaker character. I don't know what the deal was with the big sneakers. Yeah.
Margaret's dog. I want to say his name was Fido. I'd have to look that
I
up.
don't know what his dog's name was.
Since Fido's like a Roman thing,
Yeah.
and Martin the Martian dressed like a Roman soldier or something.
Yeah, he had that Roman soldier helmet.
With a little skirt.
Mm-hmm.
Martin the Martian's dog. It was K9.
K9. Would never know that. I'm friends with this current day Looney Tunes artist on Facebook, Dave Alvarez. He is he was born to draw Looney Tunes because the way he draws it just like the classic. He's one of the rare artists like in current times that can actually draw them the way they used to be drawn, the Chuck Jones style, all the styles you ever remember, like Bob Clampett and even the Tex Avery version that was the original. He can draw all that stuff and it's amazing. But yeah, you should friend request him. He is super talented. I've bought a few pieces of things or a few prints, not pieces of art. I need to buy a Bugs Bunny off of him and frame it just because he is that good. He's amazing. He lives in Puerto Rico. Super cool guy.
Excited for the series to continue.
Oh yeah, me too, Amber. I'm excited about it. I always love doing this kind of stuff. It's fun. It's a good break from anything that I'm doing that's boring design wise that I have to do sometimes. This stuff's fun. What time is it?
It's 8:03.
Okay.
Maybe going to bed early.
Yeah. So I'm gonna color this guy next green, and then I'll shade this guy with the red one with the pencil, just to show you what I'm doing, and then off camera I'll shade the other ones. But they end up looking better as time goes on.
You outline them though, don't you?
Yeah, and I ink it too. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's right, ink.
Yeah, that's the other thing I have to do is ink it. But it's better lay down the colors because you can kind of ink around it, and it looks a lot cleaner that way. Oh, scared me. Oh yeah, this is the one that I. Oh, I thought I lost something.
I just nodded in acknowledgement as if you could see me.
Oh, hilarious.
Funny.
This was one that I did last year, and I shaded it with pencils. I colored it with marker, and then I shaded it with pencil, and I think the colors came out really nice on it.
Well, I was asking what is his name.
Oh, Dave. Dave Alvarez. I don't know if he's reached his friend limit on Facebook. He might have. I know he has thousands of friends. I just know of him. He's not really like my friend per se. He lives in Puerto Rico. He knew who I was when I did a class with him. That was crazy. I was like, oh my goodness, Dave Alvarez knows who I am. That's weird.
You're a celebrity.
Mm-mm. All right, so next is green. Yeah, I'll take a little.
No ice, right?
There might be some now. Okay, let's look at this brush. This brush kind of dinged up too. I might have to. It's so weird when I do my lives. I get bombarded with like messages from people, but then when I don't do them, it's like not as much. So weird. I'll have to check them later. All right, this time I'm going to start with the little button up there at the top. Excuse me, guys. Thank you.
Don't knock that over like I knocked my water.
Nah, I won't. So the blue came out pretty streaky. I'm not too happy about that, but it's because I used the bullet tip. I should have probably waited for the brush to saturate it, but I think when I start shading it with the pencils, it'll probably It'll probably even out. Hopefully, we'll see.
Sherlock always catches his treat, and this time he didn't. He
Hmm.
ducked from it.
Oh, weird.
He ducked, and then he was mad that he couldn't find it.
That's weird. He never ducks from it.
I guess he wasn't ready.
All right, now I'm going to go to the brim here. I'm thinking for Sylvester and Tweety one I'm going to do. I'll probably do it about this size as well. I don't know yet. Yeah, I think I should because I think 8 by 10 would. Oh, Sherlock's bumping me. You weirdo. He has to sit next to me when I do live videos. I'm surprised he didn't come over earlier.
Late. Get a lunch, dog. There you go. You're welcome. Anytime. Gotta eat. Oh, he's happy now.
Good. Sherlock is doing well. Thanks for asking. Yeah, he's same old Sherlock. He's a good little dog. Let's see. I got the motivation back again. How feeling, my good friend? Oh, thanks for checking in, and I'm glad you have motivation, Vanessa. That's good. I'm doing okay. Just been drawing all day and all night, apparently. All right, so that's pretty much done. Now, next, I'm going to go over here. With the small spaces, it's good to use the little bullet tip, but for the bigger spaces, it's better to use the brush because then it gets really streaky. Like you can't really see it on the camera, but it's streaky. I'm not too happy with that. But like I said, once I blend it, I think it'll change up and probably get a little more volume in it, and you won't notice it. Because I think the splinter that I showed you guys a minute ago, that was kind of streaky too, but I fixed it.
Yeah, I think I remember that one being kind of streaky.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and get this other sleeve done. Who? Oh. Yeah, well, just a Monday.
Hey, who is Garfield's enemy? The spider?
Wasn't it Normal, the gray cat, the little kitten?
Yes, Normal. But Normal didn't know that it was an enemy.
Yeah, Normal was just annoying.
Normal always inadvertently did terrible things.
Yeah, it was just annoying in general.
Yeah. Send Normal to Abu Dhabi.
And Odie was just stupid.
Yep.
He just drooled every.
It's a dog.
I never really was a huge mark for Garfield though.
Garfield.
I didn't hate it. I
I
liked the show, but I didn't really. The comics weren't like. I don't know. As I got older, I was like, it's really not like Die Hard funny at all.
It's a different kind of humor.
Yeah, it's cat humor more than anything, I think.
That's what I was saying. Like Odie's just a dog. Like,
Yeah, he's just goofy.
He's just a dog.
Yeah.
And in the way cats think about dogs.
Yeah, that's true.
Just big drooling dumb thing.
Are you going to send? Yeah, dude, I need to get it printed out, dude. I need to go to the print shop. I haven't been really going much of anywhere because I've been just such a wimp with the way things are. But I need to go get it printed out. Um, and hopefully it comes out nice. I always get worried about going to get it printed at the smaller places. The big print shop I used to use, I don't even know if they're still open. I hope they are. They do a fantastic job. Last year they were really desperate for business. I felt so bad for them. And I didn't have anything I could give them because haven't done a show since over a year ago now. February 20 something was the last show I did.
2019?
No, 2020, right before the lockdowns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I need to print that out for you, dude, and then send it on your way. Luckily, too, I have a scale at home so I can weigh everything and, get it printed on USPS. This is pretty streaky, too. It's a shame because it's marker paper. It's not supposed to do that. Could be me, though. It could be operator error. Okay, so the green's done. Next thing I'm going to do is show you guys what I'm talking about with shading. So let me show you on another sheet. Yeah, dude, I need to draw some more, like just maybe him by himself, just a front view or something, holding a sword or something, a katana. That was the first time I'd ever drawn him before. I remember seeing him in the comics back in the, in the TV show when I was a kid, but I never drawn him. So I'm coloring some red right here just to show you guys a little trick I learned a year or so ago. So you get like the red, and maybe I can zoom in some right there. So you get the red in here, and then you get something like a dark. This is a really dark, like crimson type color. It's blurry. I can't get the thing to focus, but there's this Gamsol stuff in a sponge, and what it does is you dip a blender, which would be this thing. You dip this blender into the sponge, and whatever you do, hold your breath. Don't breathe it in too much because it's highly toxic. But you just push it down, kind of soak it some, and it'll stay in the blender for about maybe 10 minutes or less, and then it dries up and you have to do it again. But like, let's say like I want this part to be shaded. So you just go in here and you kind of just shade a little section of it. And then you go back over it with your blender. I might have to go a little darker than that. Kind of like mini circles, basically. I might have to go a little, it's kind of looking good. But then what happens is it'll dry up. And then once it's dried up, like you kind of pushed your darker area outward. I might have to go a little darker than that, though. I thought that was going to work. We'll see. I'm going to let it dry up some. It's always good to test this stuff out. I thought I did. Let's see. This is Tuscan Red. That might be a little better option. Smurf soup is like 7x9 or something like that. Okay. Yeah, oh, you're right, Amber. It's a weird size because I just doodle it out. I doodled it without thinking about the size format. I remember that. Yeah, that was just like a random drawing. And then I think you ended up liking it, of course. But yeah, this one will be 8x10. So it'll be a more normal size. Yeah, I had to cut it weird. I remember that. I had to use my paper cutter. It's drying really slowly over here. Random question: if you could have an animal representing Bruce Lee, which animal would you pick? That's a good question. I don't know. Maddie said a praying mantis. Maybe so. Yeah, they kind of look martial arts like. Yeah, I might have to go with this Tuscan Red. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna get my blender back out. And I can't remember what side I wetted. It wasn't that side, I don't think. Yeah, it was this side. I'm going to blow on it some just to speed up the drying here. I think that's the winner, though. Yeah, that's definitely better. You can't really see it because of how bright it is, but oh yeah, dragon. I didn't even think about that because yeah, duh, Enter the Dragon. I don't really think of dragons as animals though because they're kind of mythical creatures, you know. It looks about the same, but I'm gonna stick with that last one I just did. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. All right, so I'm gonna have my light coming from the left, shades on the right side. And because of the smudging happening, let me zoom back out. There we go. Get my camera a little more stabilized. So do a little bit there. And kind of in here some too. And then down in here some. Nice little round strokes. And then you go back in here with your blender and just lightly touch the page. You don't need to press too hard. And then down in here too. I'll put another little coat down. Thanks. It'll look a lot better once I put the inks down too. But it's always better just to start out with your color and then kind of go there from there with the inks. And then, like I said, just light. I started pressing a little too hard there. And then what'll happen is it'll dry and you start to see a little bit more of the volume. Just too curious to hear your thoughts. Okay. Yeah, definitely, man. All right, so that hat part is shaded some. And then the other thing to do is let me show you guys. When you want to have a little light bouncing off, just get you a white Prismacolor. See, and it gives it a good, it looks kind of weird zoomed in, but when you have it zoomed out, it really bounces off really well off the, kind of like with this guy. I did a lot of white in here on his robe, and you see the highlights. Okay, but yeah, I'll do the highlights last on there. Okay, and then there. Actually, let me zoom out. Just realized my camera was way zoomed in. I was thinking maybe a kangaroo. Huh, yeah. That could be a possibility. Yeah, I am too. So yeah, I'm just going, of course, where the light's not going to bounce off of, and it's just the shadows hidden. We were checking out your knuckle hair. Yeah, I have a lot of knuckle hair. Yeah, it's zoomed in big time on the knuckle hair. That's hilarious. You know what? Just for that, Amber, I'm going to bleach my knuckle hair. That way you don't notice it next time. All right, so. And when I finish this up, you guys will see what I'm talking about. It'll look pretty cool, I think. All right, so next is, and let's see if I still have a little bit of that solvent in there. Yeah, I might dip just a little bit more. What's crazy about this stuff is you can't smell it at all. There's no odor. And It's crazy because it warns you all over the package that it's like highly toxic and do not breathe in the fumes and all this stuff. But yeah, it's a really good solvent. You just kind of got to be delicate with it when you use it. That's all. The first thing I ever used this stuff with was a Batman commission I had a couple of years back. It came out really nice. But if you notice, it's already starting to dry up at the top. I don't want to zoom in, so I'm going to be lazy about it and put the. It's kind of drying up there. Okay. And then for the beak, let me test it out one more time. But I think I'm going with this. Yeah, Sherlock's nails do it, and it's crazy because his nails aren't that long. He just has really thick nails. Our other dog BG, you can't hardly hear her walk through the house. It's really weird. I had a gorilla representing a sumo wrestler. Ah, yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, with the Bruce Lee deal. Yeah, I'm gonna use this little kind of a darker orange here. And once again, that's the other thing is you kind of gotta get the other color you were blending with out of it before you start blending again, because it'll put shades of that red in if you don't want that on something you're doing like a white, or you want it to be pure gray. There we go. I think I got it out. Yeah. And I'm going to do just a little dip here. Whoa, not with that though. I was trying to dip my pencil in there. I think I'm going to try to go back live again on Thursday, and I'll draw on my tablet on that one for sure. All right, so I'm going to come in here, get a little bit of orange down there. Also right here. Under here, of course. And then over here. All right, now on this one, I gotta be super careful not to press too hard. See, it spreads it out so nice. And then when you put those black lines down for the final, the final once over, I guess you'd call it, that's when it looks good. But look at that beak. That's coming out really nice. It's coming out really nice. I like it. I'll go back in here too because I'm not satisfied with that hat at the top, but it's not too bad. It's starting to look nice now that it's all drying. And then I'm going to come down here and do the same thing. What did I do with that orange? There it is. All right. Sorry. Just realized my hand was covering up everything. I need to look up at the camera more too. Another thing I want to do is do more time-lapse drawing videos too, and throw them on YouTube. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to this, just lightly blend it. This thing works wonders. It's a really cool trick I learned actually on YouTube. I just check out other artists and see what they do, and they have really good tutorials on YouTube. So I just go with what they do and learn from them, and it's worked for me. Same with my digital art. Everything I've learned software wise has been through tutorials online. Look at that. Oh, that's coming out so nice. I love that. And then just like I said before, just lightly throw it down, a little bit down here. It pushes it so well if you just barely kiss the page with it. Hey Dave, what's up, man? No problem being late. I didn't even announce that I was coming on live. I just just did it. I was like, I probably should start announcing. My numbers are way lower than last year. I think it's part of the reason is because I didn't get on that much towards the end of the year. I kind of quit because I had those, excuse me, those animation projects that really bogged me down. They were fun. They were tough. Um, I don't know if I want to get into that field of art. That is a tough gig to do. Um, and a lot of things are tough, but that's just not. I tried it. My brain works a different way. It's very analytical. You have to know how to do your movements right and all that stuff. But yeah, this is blending really well, especially the oranges. The red I'm not too crazy about, but I don't hate it. I think it's coming out pretty nicely. Now with the black, I'm probably gonna use like this really dark, this really black India ink over here that I'm putting down. Oh, hi Emily. Thanks for watching. I'll go a little bit longer since you guys just tuned in. What I can do is I'll ink this guy and then I'll add the highlights, and that way you can see what I'm going to do with the rest of these three. I won't do the other two, but I'll finish this guy up so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm doing here. See, it's all three of them. This is the version I like. I know a lot of the. I tried watching the new DuckTales, and I just couldn't get into it. It was really. I mean, it was. I guess I'm just a. Like I said, like just too much of a traditionalist or something. But I really did try. It wasn't that I was not, and I didn't hate it or anything. Like I thought the stories were pretty good. It just the voices. I couldn't get used to them speaking, without the duck type voice and with they kind of had square heads. Getting my other brush pen out so I can practice my lines. Okay, cool. Oh my goodness, did you watch that when it happened? Because I did, and oh my goodness, dude, I didn't know what to do. I had a bad feeling about that match. My wife Maddie, I was telling her, and she went to bed. She couldn't stay up to watch it, but I told her I was like, "This is probably a bad. This is. I just have a bad feeling like it's not gonna be cool." And it's sad because the match was pretty good, but man, that explosion. Oh man, that was bad. That was so bad. Oh, hi Hannah. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm coloring, or I drew these guys on my tablet first, and then what I did was I printed them out on a lighter setting, so the lines are like super grayed out and light. And I do it that way so I don't have to use my light board and I don't have to erase any pencil lines. It's a lot cleaner process for me. So I've been doing it that way the past year or so. This comic artist, I know a local guy, Jose, that I met about 4 years ago, he showed me that, and I was like, that is a great idea. So I learn a lot of things from other artists. So I'm going to go ahead and make this just like a solid black. And let me make sure my hand isn't blocking anything. I have to look up to the camera a lot too. And I'm barely touching the page. Just barely. And the reason I use a brush right here is because it covers a lot more ground than using just a tiny little point. See, I'm covering it all like in several strokes here. All right, so the black part's done there. You thought it was a joke. Yeah, dude. I laughed so hard. I haven't laughed that hard in ages, dude. That's like I would say that is one of the top 10 disasters in wrestling history. Um, Top 10 botches, I'd say. That's embarrassing. I feel bad for him. And honestly, man, the last couple of months or so, I have not been too impressed with what they've been doing there. Hopefully, they pick it back up. I mean, I've been watching them since day one, but they're kind of losing me. They're losing me a little bit. We'll see. Wrestling's just not what it used to be. Just not. New Japan's fun, but still, I like the old school, like really hardcore drama and stuff, and I mean also just like the old, just the wrestling, just I don't know, it was just magical what we had and I hate the sound. I'm the get off the lawn guy, I guess. But I love long, epic feuds and build up and just stuff like that. Let's see. Victor green hat should be a loco hat. Hilarious. Yeah, that green hat should be, huh? Put Reggie up there, Reggie Jackson right there. Well, there we go. Reggie Jackson right there. Yeah, I agree, Dave. Hopefully they can get back to they were doing pretty good at the beginning, like, 2019 and even last year they were doing okay. It's just the last few months know what was going on, what they've been trying to do. I love this brush pen because then I can get some thicker lines. See that? Look at that. Nice smooth black lines. I keep having to look up at the camera because I shift it away from it sometimes. And DuckTales, yeah, it is ending. I did not watch it though. I mean, I tried to. I really did. I tried to. And like I said, it wasn't like horrible or anything. It was just really weird to get used to. It was like a big shock to see the ducks look like that and to sound like that. I think the only one that sounded duck like was Donald Duck on the show. All right, now for little touch ups, I think I'm going to go with this extra small. Kind of just get these white little areas covered up. See, but now I have this volume starting to show here. See that? Actually, I think right here I'm going to do it too. Feel free to share this video. I don't mind. I'm always accepting new friend requests, just as long as it's a real page. Got to watch out with that stuff. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into here. See that? Just lightly put a line down. There we go. Not bad, not bad. And down here. Yeah, this pen is, I highly recommend these pens. Pigma, Sakura from Japan, FB, fine brush, works wonders. Really good smooth lines. Excuse me. I've been having to clear my throat all night. All right. So yeah, lines are starting to come down here. I gotta rotate my page a lot too when I do this. There we go. All right, let's go. Oh, I dropped my pencil. Hang on, guys. There we go. I get real quiet because I concentrate on these lines. These pens are very forgiving. That's what I like about them a lot. All right, cool. So that's coming together nice. I might have gone too thick on that line right there, but whatever. It's just kind of a random drawing. Never know, maybe somebody might want it. You never know. That's how it happens sometimes when I do these lives. They're just trying to balance it out, keep the lines kind of the same. You want this one too? Okay, Amber. I will keep it for you and we'll talk. That's cool. Thank you. Yeah, it'll look really good once I put some highlights in there too. Thank you so much, Amber. You're always coming through with some nice little purchases there. I always appreciate it. Oh my goodness. Hang on, guys. My throat is so dry. I think with the season changing here, with the you can already tell things are changing here. It's like what 2 weeks ago we had like a Arctic blast, and I mean it's still a little chilly for Houston type weather, but you can tell it's changing. Like there's different birds out and stuff that like robins and things coming through. Okay, getting close to getting this guy inked up. I got the bottom half to do still too. I dig it though. I like it. It's coming out nice. Now for the little I don't know what they are. They're not really eyebrows, but just the little bumps. I'm gonna do small little with the little fine point here. There we go. I'll have to go back in there and darken that up with a pencil some, I think. I think what I'll do too is I'll put little shadows underneath all their feet. That'd be kind of cool to do. I love these brushes because, like I said, they're very forgiving. So, like if you kind of let up and you need to push back down, it's not much of a hassle. If you do it like that with one of these, though, It's not forgiving. Oh, hey Tori, thanks a lot. Fantastic job. Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I drew these guys a while back and I just never did anything with them. And I'm a huge duck fan. I have a vast collection of Donald Duck comics and Uncle Scrooge comics. And before the pandemic hit, my wife surprised me for my birthday last year and got me tickets to this Comic Con called Fan Expo. And my second favorite duck artist slash comic book writer, Don Rosa, was there, and it was going to be my first time meeting him. And I had the Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck that he wrote, which is the best story, Uncle Scrooge story ever written, in my opinion. It's amazing. It's like a movie. And I had it for him to sign, and I didn't get to meet him because I canceled the show, and I cried. I didn't cry, but I did get sad about it. Who's my favorite? Favorite, like out of these three, or like just in general? Who's my favorite? See how much better it looks with the lines though coming through. Boom. There we go. I like it. Yeah, out of the three, I don't really have a favorite out of the three of these guys because they're pretty much one and the same. They finish each other's sentences and they work together as one. Especially in the comics, it's some funny stuff. Uh, One of my favorite little short episodes in the comics, and they might have done this in DuckTales. I can't remember, but they skip school. They play hooky, all three of them, and their uncle, like Donald Duck in the comics, is like this big time loser. He's always in between jobs. He's just trying to scheme for money. He just has a bad attitude, and he's always just getting in some kind of weird situation. And it's funny because the nephews are so much smarter than Donald, but he's like their guardian. And but sometimes they're too smart for their own good, and then it backfires on them. But they go skipping school and they decide to, go fishing and all these things. But everywhere they go, Donald's there. And it's the funniest thing. He takes Daisy Duck out on a date and they're like fishing and then they have to climb in a tree above them. And it's funny. Bait ends up falling into the food and Donald swallows it and almost throws up. And it's just funny. But yeah, I don't have a particular favorite out of the three of these guys because they're basically triplets, I guess. That's a great episode. I remember that. Oh, that's a great answer. They work as one. Yeah, they really do. Well, I'm excited, Amber, that you're buying this and that you're gonna have another framed piece of art. That's really cool. You're one of my repeat customers that has a gallery of my work. I have about 3 or 4 of those that just really, it's really cool to see. Especially there's 2 local people that I know that I'm friends with, and they also buy my work, and they have just a gallery of my work, and it's really cool to see. It's an honor. It's really cool. All right, they're starting to come out really nice. I like it. Now the lines really make it pop more, you know. All right, now I need to thinking a small one will work on this. Let's see. Let me cover that up really quick. Smurf soup is at your entrance. That's cool. That was a good piece. That was fun. Yeah, if I had planned that better, I would have done it a regular size. But I didn't plan that so well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the small size here, and I'm gonna start with the pupil first. And then I'm going to use the brush to color it in. Where did I put that brush? And then what'll be cool is when I add the highlights in, it'll be like white right there, white. It'll bounce off really well. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, next. I'm gonna have to white that out some. Kind of blotched it a little bit. I got just the trick too. Actually, let me test that out. So yeah, that'll work. It's a nice little dot. You can't even see it. Okay. Excuse me. I keep having to clear my throat. And I'm probably, like I said earlier, I'm going to have to go in and just darken a little bit some areas later, just to shade it a little bit more. All right, so here we go. I need to rotate this just a tad here. There we go. Here, I'm going to take this watermark off so you guys can see. I think my hand is in the way a lot of times, or the watermark's in the way a lot of times. So extra small is a really great touch-up pen too. Okay, almost done inking this guy. What do you guys think about the lines? Are they okay? I think they're okay. The only critique I have on myself were these arms. I think I made them a little too dark right there, a little too heavy. But it didn't mess the whole piece up, I don't think. It's just kind of just a little critique on my end. I think I went too heavy on the arms at the bottom. But it still looks good other than that, in my opinion. Okay, almost done with the foot here. Might have to go down here and do just a little bit of a balance on it. There we go. All right, cool. So the ink is done on that one. So let me show you what I'm talking about with the highlights now. So, and actually, let me sharpen this pencil up some. I love Prismacolors, but the only thing I hate about it is I go through them so fast. And sometimes I go through one color faster than another one, and it just, oh man, it's such a pain to get the one color you need back. Because if you order on Amazon, they send you like a bulk set, and I don't need that many. All right, so I said the light, you obviously see the lights coming from the left side. What I like about this using Prismacolor is that it's not overpowering. See that? It's just like a nice little balance. And then you go over here and do the same thing. And you don't have to press hard. You just kind of just a little back and forth, just kind of kissing the page. And then you kind of press hard as you go, like where you want the light to really focus. But what I love about these pencils is they're kind of like, I don't know, I guess oil based or something, but they really spread so well. A little bit up there at the top. The only thing is, I should have done the highlights before I inked, because now I have to go in here and touch up the spots that are white, have white going on the lines. Let's see, a little bit of white there bouncing off. It's just a really good way to get your work some highlights, in there. Bit right into here. But yeah, on the next one, I'll just do the highlights before I ink. I don't know why I did that. It's not thinking. And if you want it to really blend in, you kind of just towards the edges, just barely touch the page and do like little circles, and then you go in closer to the edge and then press harder. So it blends pretty well. Thank you, Amber. You said you're loving it. I'm glad to hear that. It always makes me so happy when these things find a home. It's always so cool. It's funny because there's sometimes where I don't want to get rid of some of them. I like them so much. This is kind of turning into one because I like these ducks a lot. But I'm glad you're getting it. I'll have to post. I don't know if your guys ever saw that Roadrunner and Coyote I did. That one came out so good. And like I said, I don't think I can ever replicate that again. That was just so good. I don't even remember what colors I used or anything like that, but it was so nice. get in here on this duck bill. Good balance right there. And a little bit on the knees too. And then right in here too. So yeah, this guy's basically done. I just got to go back in here and just add a little bit more shading on the eyes and the hair, and then a little bit up there. But other than that, the shading looks well. And then another thing to think about, let me see. No, I don't think that'll work. The lights kind of make it a little brighter than it actually is because I use really high white or high wattage when I do these live videos, so you can see it really well. But yeah, thanks for checking it out. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. I'll finish this one soon, Amber. I'll message you. If I don't message you tonight, I'll definitely message you either tomorrow or something like that. And then I'll let you. We'll talk about the Sylvester one and the I can't even think what I'm talking about. This one right here. It's been a long day. But yeah, I was noticing on this, I wanted it to kind of here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. And Hannah and Emily, if you're still on, thanks for tuning in. Dave, having your daughters tune in, that was cool. There we go. Just kind of, this is another type of blender, but it's specifically for Prismas. Cool. All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Thanks a lot, Amber. I really appreciate you and everybody else that tuned in that's still on. Thanks a bunch. And I'll be back on live, hopefully, like maybe Thursday. I'm thinking that'll probably work. I don't know, maybe tomorrow, but most likely Thursday. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Talk to you guys soon. Good night.